Right, better take the SV out for a spin. That's not a Suzuki SV. So yeah, I've brought a Triumph Tiger XR 800 for some reason. Traded the SV in at that BSA dealer from the last video. Go and watch that if you haven't. So it seems a lot of you have. I was trying to sell the SV partly because I didn't know what was going on with the world as extra security, but also I had big sports bike and little sports bike, but sort of crippled with flat bars that didn't really suit it, and it'd been lowered, so it sort of had a weird stance. And when my dad went to pick up his BSA, I sat on some stuff in the showroom. In fact, you'll see this in that little clip I put in over their showroom. And I was like, well, that's really comfy. Couldn't get to a lot of other bikes because they were so tightly packed. I didn't want to, disturb the guy who was doing sales and stuff. So I'm speeding a little bit. And I thought, yeah, that's actually quite nice to get on. And my wife currently doesn't ride on the back after we had an accident some years ago. And she's more likely to want to go on the back of this than she is the ZZR, because we crashed on something similar to the ZZR. This only came with... Hold on, where's the button? Oop. It had just over 16,500 miles on it. I've done that many miles, 63.2. I was going to record me picking it up, but the day I picked it up, it rained like a bitch. Let's go that way. It was supposed to rain on the day I was originally picking it up, then it said it was going to be dry the day after, so I changed the day, then it was dry the day I was supposed to pick it up, and rain the day I actually picked it up. And I thought, no one's going to want to see me just riding around in the rain, so I'll pick it up, ride it home, and I'll do a video on it. Waited for it to dry up, pulled out of the garage, turns out I got a puncture on the way home, didn't realise. So my tyre was flat in 2 days. So I got the puncture repaired, ordered a new front tyre. It's not on yet, but, it's still good enough for me to take around these roads. So this is my first proper ride out that isn't me in the wet or with a flat tyre. Can't go wrong with that. I have no idea where I'm going either, which is nice. From what I can tell on the 60 miles I've done, I'm not going to mention the front end because it's been vague with being flat, and I wasn't really paying that much attention on it in the wet. I was paying more attention to the fact that this came with heated grips. Someone bought the base model, put the beak from the XC on it, put the guards on it, put heated grips on it, put full luggage on it. Well, it's a different top box, it's official Triumph panniers with different top box, a Scott oiler, and something else, and covered the equivalent of 160 miles a year. So whoever you were, thank you very much for spending the money I didn't want to. But to me, getting something like this made more sense to go along with the ZZR than some other things might. So if you get a naked, there'll be times where you want to travel and it's like, well, do you want to travel on ZZR and all that? If the wife needs to use the car, do you want to commute on the ZZR? Do you want to commute on something else? And I thought, actually, this is the happy middle ground, because I can just poodle around on this and then do long touring with the panniers. I can take the panniers off and the top box off. Just use it as a tall supermoto, really. Watched through all the long-term review videos, read some long-term reviews online. Didn't really find out a lot. What did surprise me, and this proves you should do your homework, because I thought the updates came after the year after this is 2015, is this has ride-by-wire, of which I have used once. I think it was once. Pretty sure it's just on the 765 Street Triple and slated it. Was not a fan. A massive bug just hit my screen. You bugger. No. But this isn't too bad. It's going to take some getting used to, because obviously it's not that direct feel. It does mean I've got traction control I can turn on and off. ABS I've got that I can turn on and off. Something else that I don't understand, and I didn't come with a manual, so I'm going to print one off. It's 180 pages long, so I'm going to be doing that at work. I swear that Ben goes more gentle than that. I thought I remembered where I was, and I was like, oh no, it turns out this is not the road I think it is. Whoops. A lot of dead pigeons. It's got that familiar Triumph whistle. It's 94 horsepower. I can't remember the torque off the top of my head. Weighs something like 213 kilos, which means it's very light until you get a flat tyre that it feels very heavy. I have heard rumour you can get to 250 miles out of a tank. We shall see. I know the first bar disappeared in 9.8 miles, and then the second one disappeared just before I started recording. So clearly these bars are not evenly divided. Probably due to the shape of the tank. Oh yeah, let's put crash bars on it, that's what I remember. Clearly at some point had a bit of the dropsies. Where the hell am I? It's got a very thin front tyre, which means it's very nimble. It's also got very thin rear tyre. It's the thinnest rear tyre I've ridden since I rode a 125. Or that Mutt, actually. Depending which I rode last. I think it was the Mutt I rode last. May it not rest in peace. Ooh, I've got a choice. Langham. Okay, let's go Langham. I know of a place called Langham, I just don't know where Langham actually is, so. Hello, my little fluffy friend. I'm still going slow, I'll lift this up. My pen lock is broken, one of the things that come out. I do, 30 mile an hour, oh, fuck it. Yeah, cool. I know one of the complaints I regularly saw from people who didn't like it was that there's no power down the bottom and then it kicks in at the top. And I thought that's not really a problem, because I've got the ZZR, which is all power all the time. And there's times where you're in traffic or something and it doesn't feel, it's just kind of like, wants to go at you. Whereas this, when I'm going along slowly, so far, just feels like you're on a smaller bike, or you're just going to toot around. There's no feel of urgency. If you want the urgency, you just go use the revs that have the urgency there. With the ride-by-wire, apparently that improved the fuel economy by about 17% or something like that. I have no idea what that GoPro can see, because I only did the bolts up on that very loosely. Twisties after heavy rain, yay, it means there's crap everywhere. On a bike I've just got, I'm not risking it. Call me a chicken. I'm being sensible. My microphone just moved, you bugger. So this is Langham. It's like everywhere else around here so far. Perhaps Langham's actually more that way and I'm just skirting the edge of it. I'll probably end up in the centre and go, oh, this is Langham, I've been here before. And not realise. What have we got? Blakeney, Dorling, Morstan. Oh, let's go Morstan. Morstan's very nice. It puts me on the coast road as well, which is more ideal for this bike than the ZZR. I must say, it's not as warm today as I hoped it'd be. It's been some lovely days, and the morning I go, finally I can get out. It's cooled down a bit. I think it's 16 degrees at the minute. It's not too bad, but just enough for me to put the old Riker on. He's put risers on it as well, just remember that. So this is about as comfy as I can get. I'm basically, well, my feet are just below me. I'm not like armchair sat, but I normally sit my feet under a chair if there's space anyway, because I'm one of those people. And then my arms are, you know, I'm 6'1", you know, good 50-50 between leg and body. I'm not one of these with long legs and short legs. You know, good even distribution there. And yeah, this is, you know, perfectly fine for me. I wouldn't actually have minded where those probably were, but I'm not going to change it because I've got used to it now. I'm not used to having all these controls and different things. The hazards are on the screen. It's weird. I suppose it keeps it out of the way. The R... No, hold on. This is the R. The XRX comes with cruise control, which should fit in those gaps there. According to my dad, who I followed very vaguely yesterday whilst he came back to the garage to borrow my ramp, the headlights are brilliant, which is good to know considering I can't see them. This is where this road comes out. I did wonder. I was trying to work out where that road was going to come out. Not a clue. Honest, don't really care. When I rode it back from the dealers, that took me an hour of solid riding in the rain. Actually no, it's just over an hour because of the rain. Of course everyone slows down a lot more than you need to. And I didn't feel any reason to complain about the comfort at all. The panniers on this come with a key that you can open with the same key for the ignition and the fuel tank, which is really helpful. So if it wasn't for the top box, it'd be a one-key bike. Yeah, that 94 horsepower is not lacking. That's fun enough, that's up there. Though I'm worried about the audio with the wind coming off the screen. Is that better? Lovely job. It's been a while since I rode with panniers, so that weight on the rear is a bit... yeah. Interesting to get used to again. I wish I invested in a pair of these guards. Oh, about 6 bikes. This is bike number 10 for me. I have issues. I was like, the ZZR is going to be that forever bike. It is, except it's going to stay in there forever, accompanied by this. This is for if I want to go to work. The ZZR is if I want to go out for a play. More main road stuff. This could be back road, country road stuff, but still main road stuff. Looking at doing a couple of nice little trips. I've got 2 weeks off work now. So, weather depending, I'm going to have some D's out. Another 20. Ah, the abomination. That ride-by-wire is a little snatchy below 15 mile an hour. My temperament to 20 mile an hour is a little bit snatchy around 20 mile an hour. So it's not as bad now. I'm a car person as well, which is forced hand much. Because now I understand obviously the width of the car and all that, whereas on something like this you go, this is a 30 easy, I can stop in time, loads of room. On a car, not so much. This is going to be almost the same route as the Mutt video, which is not what I planned. I planned to take a back road and not know where it goes. Problem living near the coast is it kind of cuts your directions you can go in half. You can go left, right and forward, but you can't go anything below left and right. You can't go back because all of a sudden you're in the sea. Nice and tall, I can see over the car in front. Even though it's got a low seat. I actually have no idea what the seat height is on this. It's really short though. I can sit with my knees bent on the bike easily at a standstill. Just flat on the floor. Come on, I don't want to overtake you on a bend. Oh, you cock. It's not lacking for torque down low, it's a triple engine. Alright, it's not as thrumpy as the 650 twin was, but that bike was great for someone who wants that kind of bike, but it wasn't like my first pick in the garage ever. Insurance was cheap on it, but then again when I insured this, I just swapped the bike over and it cost me £35 extra for the year. Fully comp. No years, no claims, because it's been used on the ZZR, and the multi-bike policy was more expensive than doing it separately. What's the point of multi-bike then? Wells next to sea. Nice thick rubberized pegs. I'll go down the coast, but I'm not going to stop this time. Feels more apt. This is Norfolk, isn't it? Oh, that sea's high. That tide is in. We had a really bad storm once, and that line you see painted up there, that's how high the water was. Oh, this was ruined. Absolutely ruined. Went to go down again with them in first. Hello, bloggies. Ooh, gelato place. I love gelato. There's a gelato place where I live, but I never really go there. So I'm trying to lose weight and it's not working. I've gained 2 kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds, but I'd lovingly make the joke about, oh, I've gained so many pounds, but spent a lot more. I love how it goes from that Triumph whistle to a roar. You've still got the whistle in the background, but it obviously opens up a valve or something. It's gives you a bit of bite. I'm going to head that way. Because if I remember right, that way is a bit naff for the road. Ooh, let's go down again. Don't mind me, just screwing myself over. Yeah, look at that! That probably wasn't that impressive when I watched it back, but it felt impressive. Probably we're going out this time on a Sunday. Nowhere's open. I've got my battery pack. I've already gone Hunt Stanton. Could always go home and then, yeah. See how snappy it is in the top end if I leave it in third when we go this way. So, and yep. So down low there's like no snappiness to it really, and you get up the top and woo. Gearbox is nice and smooth. Hello mate. Nice and slick. Quite a movement compared to the ZZR. It's obviously quite a close box on that. You've got a bit more swing on this. It's not a massive gap, but I've missed it a few times out of impulse. Brakes are fine. It's axial Nissans on the front or on the rear. I think the upgraded one, if I forget the top ones, you get Brembos. Well, top ones just get heated seats. I'm not too fussed about that at the minute. Oh, hello. There's a port! What's that for? Looks smaller than a cigarette lighter. I'm going to have to give that a Google. Or if anyone in the comments wants to tell me that connects to, grand. Let's give it a blast. Whee! I don't feel obliged to ride this fast. Which is weird. Probably going, oh well, obviously. But the ZZR makes me want to ride it. Get it by the neck. This makes me feel like I want to just ride it. I'm going to try and work out somewhere quiet to pull over. Oh, Adams! If anyone likes beer, no, cider. If anyone likes cider, there you go. Follow my really vague route. That's cool. So obviously this is the old RAF hangars. Or bunkers. A lot of airfields around here. Or ex-airfields. You'll see the occasional patch of concrete. It's broken up by time and tractors. Flipping through the dials as you're moving, so you've got, let me set right, your odometer, trip 1, trip 2, info which just disappears. If I click this one, we've got set something, temperature. Now I think if I go on that one, that might be, no, that's the same, it's the same. Info you can't do when you're stationary. You can change some things. I think set is for the cruise control, which obviously I don't have, so it's a bit weird it's on the screen. There are menus you can only access when stationary and in neutral. That is setting your time, your units if you want kilometers an hour instead of miles per hour for some reason. If you want your traction control on or off, your ABS on and off. Another thing that I don't understand what it is, but I will find out eventually. The mirrors are lovely and wide, you can barely see any of my shoulder in them, which is great for something like this. On these Norfolk roads, the suspension, you've got a feel, but it's not harsh. You know, it's got a long travel suspension on it, which does dive a bit when you brake on the front. But round here, I'd rather have that than hard suspension. Ah, commute. No, I've got storage to get stuff if I wanted to, but I have not got any cash. So a little stop in here and have a walk around. Ooh, squeaky. So as I sat down, my knees bent, I am not joking. But I forget. Cool. So Tiger 800, now very dirty. XR. Beaker the XC. Lovely bright lights. Stand bulbs are very bright. 190 front. It's got Michelin Anarchy on it. Handguards, heated grips, crash bars, chunky pegs for Pillion and myself. Scott Oiler came with this. Full luggage, which is great. Look at the size of that. However, on the other side, as I walk around, they've had to cut a bit out because of the exhaust. So that's where you put your sandwiches if you want to keep them hot. And that's where you put everything else if you want to keep it cold. To open the seat, it's there. It's weird, normally it's on the side. Nothing really on this side to mention. Controller for the heated grips. Let's see if we can get through that menu. Where is it? Oh, hold on. There we go. Oops. Setup. Then TTC on. ABS on. T-set. I don't know what T-set is. Oh, time set. The clock's flashing. I didn't notice that last time. I think that's servicing. Units, keep that as is. Return, yep. Oh. There we go. You got that lovely Triumph does, that whistle. But yeah. Somewhat of a spontaneous purchase, in desperate need of a wash now. But brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant enough to go put some more miles on. Ooh. As I need the luggage. Don't know why I did my feet like I was going to push off then. One interesting thing on this that I noticed when I filled it up. When I picked it up, because it was low. Is it has that weird thing that Triumphs never seems to have got rid of, which is when you fill it up and you turn it back on, it will stay on empty. The light will go off if you had the light on, but it's not till you do about a mile plus that the fuel gauge goes, oh, there's fuel, and it slowly trickles back up. I swear that took me 2 miles to get back to a full tank. Might not have been that much, but it felt like it. The lightness and nimbleness is definitely a change from riding the ZZR. I love the ZZR, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying it's very much an opposition, or it's very much the opposite. Feels really stable, which is good. Really stable. Just had an epiphany. I'm on a motorbike. Why am I stuck in traffic? I'm so used to coming down here in the car. Also, it says a lot about the relaxation I get on this bike. I do like Triumph's subtle logo. Not subtle. Symbol. Nice simple logo. So, who is this bike for? In the short version, most people I'd imagine. The taller one, someone who's probably my height. Done. Let's not leave it at that. Being as it's 94 horsepower, you can get this A2 compliant. So if you want to sit on this as your first big bike, you just get it restricted. It sits in that, maximum power you can have before you restrict it. I think it's why they made it 94 horsepower. The bars where they would be only be about there. That's not really a lead forward position. The seat is just holding me in place. For men, it says, there is ample padding for risky stopping with your testicles. Pillion seat, press behind me, feels just as soft. If you get the luggage, it seems strong enough. Good storage on the left hand side and storage on the right hand side because of the exhaust. But to be honest, I haven't been down here since I had a street triple. I've been in a car, but I mean bike wise. I've just got Triumph to Triumph on the same road with a massive gap in the middle. But if you want to do comfy commuting but have something that's fun for the twisties on the weekend, if you want to go long distance touring, people have taken these on mountains. Apparently you can green lane on this. I'm not up to that yet. I'd rather get more accustomed to the bike before I risk dropping it. Now looking at the state of this mudguard, this handguard that didn't stop the previous owner. It's good to you, my man. Or woman. I haven't been this way for a while. I would normally turn up there. So I thought I'd carry on this way and remind myself what actually exists. We'll go exploring. I've done a lot of that today on this, but this makes me want to explore. That's what that bike is. If someone who wants to go exploring, this is a good bike for you. If you don't want to go for like the full 1000, or you don't want to go for the GS's, funny thing is, I actually looked at a BMW 700 GS, I think it was at the time. When I had my first big bike, I looked to get one of those. Went into the dealer, bit of a naff dealer to be honest. Wasn't really too fussed about anything. I think he just knew that realistically I'd have been putting myself in a situation to buy a new one. So I had a brand new Kawasaki at the time. It's my first big bike. And I'd have gone from that to something like this, which means I would have gone from sporty bike to upright bike to sporty bike to upright bike. Which I still did, but I went for an NC700X, like an absolute painers. So instead, I waited apparently and went for the competition, because the NC was not the competition in any way, shape or form. Oh no, I just suddenly thought, hold on. So I had Thinsulate 50, whoop, sports bike-ish. Thinsulate 50 to Sim XS 125K, which is really vague, but it's just your standard like naked 125. Oh, that's better. And then I went from that to an ER6F, sporty looking bike, to an NC700X, not sporty looking bike, to a Bandit 1250, which is somewhere in the middle because it's a bikini faired thing. So we're going to loosely class this as a sports bike. So yeah, Bandit 1250 to Street Triple, naked, basically a naked sports bike in its way, to a Blackbird sports bike, to a Z800 naked, to a ZZR sports bike. We're going to cut the SV650 out because it doesn't really count, to a Tiger, which is a naked, it's an adventure naked, but street venture. Why have I done that? Why have I bounced so much between the two? But this is sort of in the middle, isn't it? I should think. I have wind protection to a degree, and I'm sat upright. And we've only, what, 16,745 miles on. I could go for a while on this. Is this where does this go where I think it goes? It says Stody. I don't know where Stody is. Oh. If you suddenly grab a handful, it sort of goes, like it's trying to work out if you actually mean it. Oh, so Stody's down there. Okay. I can't tell if the lights are any good in this light. The only thing he missed off the previous owner missed off of this bike when he put everything on it was the auxiliary lights. He's put everything else on it. I see you coming. This makes me want to go a little journey to Matlock Bath. Or Bath as they say around here, with Matlock Bath, and I go, no, it's got an A in it, not an AR. Hunworth. But the only place that's got a hill. In Norfolk, anyway. You know what? I think I'm going to finish my review down here because it looks really nice. So, I've been bailout rides on the Triumph Tiger 800 XR that I indulge myself in. Because why not? And I'm going to come back many more videos. I'll do a long-term one when I've had it for a few months. Be nicely into the terrible weather then, so that will really give us a good insight of what it's like when the weather's pants and not just me riding it back in the rain on the first time riding it. But I'm going to bail out. Ta-ra! Bye!